So just a handful in front. He'll need just about all of these reds. Can't win the frame without potting them all.
Well, that's
Shaun Murphy.
the second surprising mistake from Murphy in consecutive visits.
It's a baffled look on his face there, as if he thought he'd hit it right, but it was actually always hitting the top jaw.
Well within her ability, but still missable.
Thanks. 1.
Came back further than intended for the blue.
This is a good-looking positional shot. That really is. Played with stun and right hand running side with the option of either red.
6.
It may be that he's lined up for this red up into the green pocket. I've got a great view of that. Never in any doubt.
7.
Now, possibilities of just flicking that top red out here. It won't pot anywhere. It's got to be played delicately. Well, he forgot the obvious part, didn't he? The
Shaun
pot in the yellow.
So Reanne Evans is still in the frame. That's 3 balls that Murphy has missed in this frame that you wouldn't expect him to miss. Oh, that was a fine cut. But at least it's finished the right side of the pocket from her point of view. Another chance for Reanne. He comes to the table only 12 behind.
Well, she's going to have to play on that red fairly straight, I think, along the cushion. Again, we know that she might play it left-handed if she gets there. Well, decided to go with the angle. Makes the pot, of course,
6.
more difficult this way. But at least the cue ball comes away from that cushion. Be a good shot if you could just get the cue ball round of a couple of cushions on the black, but the pot will always be the most important thing.
Having quite a bit of trouble with flies this afternoon.
Yeah, that was the. She took the gamble, I think, and played on the red in a more difficult potting angle to
Reanne Evans 6.
the obvious getting behind it. But of course, the cue ball now is in the middle of the table. That wasn't an easy shot.
In this tight third frame, there was a prolonged safety battle. We rejoin the action with Evans back at the table.
So, Here's another opportunity. Playing yellow and the yellow again, I guess, will be the answer here. If Reanne does play the green to get on the yellow, she doesn't want to finish straight on it. Well, the brown just slips past. When the brown does it spot, that'll be the first thing. If the brown spots, I hope there's not been a mistake made whereby the green is not going to be pottle in many pockets.
5.
And the green really could do with going to the left middle, or else Reanne might have thought of a different shot than playing it. That brown. She might have thought that the brown was not going to go on there.
With very little to choose between these two, we head back with Murphy at the table.
Now then, chance to clear the colours she needs to get a frame on the board. And again, just shows that these pockets give nothing away.
One thing you can be sure of here, any contact with the yellow and it's definitely going to go in. But of course position was going to be the difficulty. Cable races down the table again.
Yes, regardless of how tough the pockets are, that was certainly a chance missed for Reanne.
5.
And now Murphy's going to win the frame.
Well, that was a good shot. He struggled at long range in this frame, but that really was an excellent shot on the green. Well, this was an opportunity, as you say, more than one
9.
for Reanne Evans, playing to the level we know she's capable of. Shaun Murphy has scrambled
14.
over the line in this frame.
20. And the
Yes,
frame.
mistakes on both
Shaun
sides.
Murphy from Neil Folds and Clive Everton.
Well, always looked in, but just hit the near jaw on the way through. The red that's just below the black is the one Reanne would like to shift out of the way just to free things up for the black to both corner pockets. So she's played on it and looks to be perfectly in behind it.
$22. $23. $30.
Winning the last frame has put a little bit of a spring in her step.
31.
This break up to 31 and she's taken them well.
Yes, and she's certainly picked up the pace of the table. It's taken her a while. She also struggled.
38.
She's got a nice touch around the pink and black spot. A bit worried here. She's concerned how she's going to open the bunch up. She could do so here. She felt confident enough. Siding against it. Thought she might screw off the
39.
bunch. But she's got the angle this time to disturb a few. Doesn't take a lot of power getting into the bunch the way they are to get the reds open. that's unlucky to finish there.
46.
Disappointed not to have a pot on.
Reanne Evans, 46.
That's another way. Murphy we know.
One.
Wasn't it well struck? Well, just one shot can sometimes give you a boost, the boost you need. He really couldn't have hit that any better. May not go on and win in the frame, but it'll perhaps give him an advantage of the balls if he can get in behind a bolt colour here.
Blue ball.
In fact, he's playing the blue. Might be the answer. Still tickling up to it, though.
Shaun Murphy, 1. Foul, we miss. Shaun Murphy.
Right in the middle of 3 reds is where the key will ended up. The miss called, but Shaun surely will take this red onto the middle. Can't imagine he can get a better opportunity than this from the snooker.
One.
It's one thing to make a big clearance when you're in your stride, free flowing,
5.
but it's quite another when you've been struggling for fluency.
6.
Yeah, I just wondered actually whether Shaun might consider playing on the black at some point with the red close at hand, because he's going to need the black at the end of this break if it's the final black. But I don't know if that opportunity will come around. Trouble is making this clearance, it's kind of hanging over your head that the black is where it is at the end. That will always be the most difficult shot. Just wonder if he would consider playing on it here. Like I say, with the red there next to it, it's not such a difficult shot as it might seem. Deciding against it.
20.
But he will still need it, whatever happens. Of course, now he won't play on it
26.
because black to yellow would be so difficult.
Didn't mean to cannon the pink, wanted to come past it. The pink now at not an attractive potting angle. hoping that
32.
Shaun Murphy is going to break down, and there are some difficulties up ahead for him, starting with this yellow.
Yes, not sure how he played it, whether he played onto the yellow in the same pocket as the blue and he overscrewed it. Either way, he's playing safe.
Shaun Murphy.
It's quite a clever shot, this. Looks like he's got the snooker, and also just a chance in escaping from this snooker. Reanne just might get the black into play. It's possible. If she plays the swerve, she may not have enough control of the cue ball to avoid that happening. Then the frame becomes absolutely 50-50, you'd say. Yeah, just wants to avoid flicking the black into play here if you can. Well, she has avoided it.
Murphy's vast experience will give him an advantage in this closing phase of the frame.
There is a gap, though, between the pink and the blue onto the yellow, which Reanne can see quite a lot of. Well, it's pretty imperative here. Shaun has to lay a snooker from where the balls are. Enough balls that can get in the way. He's got to take advantage of this situation. Tactically, he's a much improved player these days.
He had a very good chance to lay a snooker there. Tactical opportunity missed. That's okay. Yellow under one cushion. Hasn't moved the back away from the black cushion. Pretty tense duel, this. Evans 17 in front. Trying to get her deficit back to 3-2.
2.
Played that as a shot to nothing, and the yellow disappeared. As does the green. Those were two very good pots.
5.
Well, she'll look at the score and see that at the moment Shaun Murphy could tie the frame. Not now.
9.
There's 3 good pots in a row.
Yes, in the last couple of frames she started to cue really well, just when all seemed lost.
14. 20 and 20.
Reanne Evans
Reanne.
capitalised on her early 46 break and has reduced Shaun Murphy's lead. The match just passes the 2-hour mark.
Well, this is a little bit thinner than she would have hoped. Cue ball running up and down the table. It was always going to be an issue. Couldn't really do anything with the cue ball to stop that happening.
36.
Well, it might be worth a going for this red around 2 cushions. Land on the colour nicely. Hang on. Well, as you say,
37.
tide has turned in this match. Reanne is getting a little bit of luck, but I think she's playing the better of the 2 players now, and it always goes with that. Just dropped in off the jaw. And that's a good shot.
Sometimes a fluke doesn't matter, but this one
44.
well might.
Yeah, a little nudge on the red has been pushed up the table. Now she has a choice of pots. Yeah, queuing down on this to hopefully play on the pink to the right corner.
45.
Definitely growing in confidence, you can see it. Now playing a left-handed shot, which will take her into the reds. Well, unfortunately, just got a little too close to that red.
51.
It's a pity if it's the end of break, because this has been by far the best of Reanne Evans in this frame, I think. Already it's the highest break of the match.
Reanne Evans, 51.
Well, this looks very good from Murphy. That's the best safety shot he's played for a while.
Yes, this is trouble.
Yeah, and trouble with most of the reds in open play. Colours all around as well, so the 51-point lead, as valuable as it is, one mistake here would allow Murphy back in. He could redress the balance in the frame very quickly. I guess it was worth a go. The old adage, Clive, if you can't see a safety shot, you might as well try and pot one.
Yeah, from that sort of position, Murphy would have had the cue power to screw into ball, but Reanne doesn't have that kind of power.
The frame is tight with the action going back and forth. We pick it up with Murphy about to take on a tricky red.
One.
Well, he's been fairly patient. Now he has a chance. Now he has to capitalise on this opportunity. Again, whether he can win the match here remains to be seen, but 5 reds in the middle of the table with high value colours brings him right back into the frame at least. It has to be his first objective here, not anything else beyond it. Shaun would not want to get ahead of himself too far. Just look into the next couple of shots and see where it all lands.
7.
Looks very straight on that red. Playing a little run through. He's got to get the pace right on this. I think around 2 cushions probably a better option.
8. $15. $6.
A little lower than he wanted to be, but should still be all right.
Well, that's quite a good shot. Didn't try and avoid the first red, he tried to hit the first red. And
23.
I think that was good. The other 2 reds still in play, as you can see on the left.
24.
So the comeback is on in this frame.
The last 2 reds will be on cushions. So the crunch of the frame is approaching.
30. $31. $37. $38.
Yes, and he's now on to the first of those 2 reds, Clive, with a slight angle.
45.
Either got swing it round off 2 cushions or perhaps hold for 1. Now what does he do?
46.
Does he have the shot to can the red out, or would he like to play in behind it? I mean, he was using the rest on the red down the cushion. It was very good with the rest. It's a question of whether he's got the angle. It's a natural to bring the red into play here. If not, he should think about a different option. And that's what he's doing. Well, I don't think he's ideal on the red now, to be honest.
53.
I'm not saying if he played it he wouldn't get it, but it's one of those, should he miss it, there's every chance it won't move far away from the pocket.
A frame winner if he gets it, a frame loser if he doesn't, in all probability.
Thank you.
Not surprised that he played the safety, but
Shaun
that's
Murphy,
not safe.
53.
No, you've got to make the decision that if you're not going to go for it, you've got to get the safety shot right, or else you might as well just take the pot on.
Tough shot this. Tight on the rail. And bang in the pocket.
$1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. 6. Eight.
Well, Shaun just sitting a little bit lower in his chair than he was a few moments ago. Fears the worst here now.
11.
No, I bet he wishes he'd might as well gone for that last red. Did well to get back into the frame, but then he made a bad shot. No, that's not quite perfect.
50.
Doesn't go into the left corner, don't think. Well, this is the last possible thing that could go wrong.
This for 3 all. And safely in.
Well, Reanne's played a good frame all the way through this one. The initial break was one thing, but the way she's followed up here has been very good.
Reanne Evans.
So difficult to get a snooker glove, isn't it, with the black in the middle of the table. Yeah, with another chance perhaps to get this being in or over a pocket.
And Reanne Evans having trailed 3-0 is led of the match at 3 all, and we're into the 7th frame.
The red has gone up near the right middle. It wasn't a bad safety shot, in fact. Got the general line okay, but the pace, you never really think you're going to go in off into the green pocket on that shot. Murphy with first chance. Red's well spread.
One.
Top players have got to make their class tell in all circumstances, and this is
7.
one which Murphy didn't expect. Neither did we.
Well, the red just threads past the black, and he'll cannon the other red as well. It's a key shot. Played it well.
8.
No, he's not played that one quite so well. He's certainly on one. But he's got awkward
50.
queuing on it. Can't believe that cannon went smoothly there.
$60.
Reanne hoping that her opponent isn't going to make too many from this opportunity.
$22. 23. $30. 31.
This is what top players know that they have to do. play as if it means nothing, and it means everything. And certainly Murphy would not want to lose this match, all the more so having been 3-0 up.
38. $39.
Well, interesting way of playing it. He could have easily gone into the red, just
46.
nudging them, but there is a red that goes to the left corner. He's not on it perfectly. It's through a little gap. There it is. Cue ball he's got to control. I think that was a better shot than it
47.
looked. Cue ball could have easily just raced away in behind a red there.
This is starting to look very much like the match-winning break.
54. $55. $61. Thank you. 62.
I don't know what Murphy's feeling inside. Not as calm as he looks on the outside. And he's certainly played these extremely well. Even after losing 3 consecutive frames. He's kept
69.
his cool, he's kept his composure. And with this red, he'll be past the post, barring snookers.
70.
Well, he came to the table with a good chance, and a little unluckily went it off the top right pocket, but left a red near the middle. But like you say, he's taken them very well since then.
77.
He was beginning to lose his way. He was being outplayed. But he's been in
78.
terrific form this season, and probably helps that he had a good season. When the pressure comes on, he just able to find a little bit more.
$85.
Yes, he's won 22 matches, lost only 5 this season.
$86.
Well, he's been tested. There's no question about that. Reanne Evans has played very well. Better as the match has gone on. I said earlier on when she was trailing 3-0 that we hadn't anywhere near seen the best of her. A much better player than she'd been performing. And then in the last
92.
couple of frames we saw more and more of that.
93.
Reanne Evans started shakily. He trailed 3-0. He was on the verge of losing 4-0, but in the nick of time she got her going together.
100.
On that frame. Made a 46
101.
break in winning the 5th frame. And a break of 51 in winning the 6th frame. But Murphy has kept his composure. He's just played the balls
108.
on their merits. And this is a
109.
very creditable effort to clinch what has turned out to be very hard-won victory.
$160.
This is the 501st century of Murphy's career, and he's made it quite beautifully under a lot of pressure.
121.
Reanne Evans has done herself proud, particularly in the second half of the match, and certainly has enhanced the profile of women's snooker generally.
125. $130.
But in the end, it's the world number 8, a player who has won the World Championship, the Masters and the UK, so-called Triple Crown.
Shaun Murphy,
With
130. Frame.
With a break
And match.
of 130.
Yeah, thank you.
Shaun Murphy beats
Thank you.
Reanne Evans by 4 frames to 3.
Reanne Evans staged a gallant fight back, but in the end, Murphy held on and progresses through to the quarter-finals, where he'll face Neil Robertson, who earlier